What is the potential of dance? To pull us out of our inertia and bring us to the brink of action. To demonstrate to us the impact of our daily, little, everyday actions on larger social forces. I am a choreographer and I work with social justice. And I believe unwaveringly in dancing's power to shift our minds, thoughts, ideas, and to spark paradigm shifts. In my works, I trace the dark underbelly of history through the stories of women of color. And I suggest possible connections between past actions and present conditions. I also work with the strategies of conjure and prophecy to invoke differently imagined futures. Because I work with movement, I'm also interested in complicating the relationship between potential and mapping. So potential is not abstract. We think about the potential for something. So-and-so has the potential to become a great math teacher. So when we map potential, we perhaps are charting the developmental pathway of some latent energy. But dancing works differently. It is by nature unpredictable, predicated as it is in live experience. We can never dance the same dance exactly twice. Our bodies change slightly from day to day, so the way in which I accomplish a dance, I accomplish a backbend, for instance, or finish footwork, is slightly different from day to day. Spacing, timing when we dance with others is slightly different, making the same dance impossible. There's something assured though about dance, its ability to generate and unleash powerful energy. Energy, that force that we cannot see or touch, but which we feel and which drives all action. Energy is defined as that power which is derived from the utilization of physical or chemical resources to produce light, heat, and work machines. Now, as a dancer, I know that energy is chemically produced and electrically manifested. It moves me. As a choreographer who works with social justice issues, I believe it is a churning of ideas, histories, experiences, emotions that create the resources for the production of energy, which will then actualize the potential for change. Now, energy can travel in multiple ways. It has the potential for tremendous good and for possible destruction. Dancing, too, is not and does not always have to be geared towards social good. So in Hitler's Germany, for instance, there were movement choirs, large groups of people dancing the exact same choreography, instilling the idea of a society that does not tolerate difference. At this time and place, we have fora where dancing is about performers pushing themselves relentlessly in order to compete with each other. Or there are fora like Bollywood that claim to be about fun and entertainment, but where the choreography often reinforces existing hierarchies of race, class, gender, and sexuality. So the question I always ask myself is, how can I take the tremendous power of dance, its ability to unleash and make palpable energy, and harness it to social justice? The piece you just saw is called Plasticism. It's the opening piece in an evening-length work called Mohona, which is built from stories of women and their relationships with water, natural bodies of water. I've always received a range of responses from audiences about that piece. Some think I'm a drop of energy inside a membrane and must be preserved. Others think that I'm water inside a plastic bottle, an anomaly. Yet others think I'm inside the womb and about to be birthed. Many respond sharply to the energy in the snuffing out of the bubble. Each of these interpretations is valid and can lead to important questions about our sustainable relationship to natural bodies of water. And the choreography builds on that kind of causality and relationship with each other. Some dancers are playful and they poke at the bubble. Others are curious and they turn it around to see it from different sides. Yet others ignore it completely. Yet all but one in the end punch the bubble and contribute to its deflation in the end. All but one look away once the bubble is deflated and allow themselves to be fascinated by the new shape of the bubble. What is the impact of these choices, however metaphoric? What kind of world mapping is possible from this point? I believe dancing, danced images, working through metaphor and heightened energy, invites audience in to map worlds that are as yet unborn. Creates a space for reflecting about how we are implicated in large global forces through our everyday local actions. Dancing also energizes actions that can support our life-affirming relationship to our ecosystem. Now, sometimes the choreography needs to demonstrate directly the inevitable results of actions we are taking right now. Intimations of impending disaster. Indeed, as a choreographer of a company of women of color working with social justice, it is my artistic narrative to choreograph stories about women and communities who are in states of devastation as a result of choices that have fallen on the side of injustice. So in this piece, Mohona, dancers work through a section of really fast footwork, competing against each other in increasing speed, suggesting a world consumed by capitalism, where all resources, natural resources as well, will be commodified in the service of a progress moving at breakneck speed, until they arrive in a space where there is no more water left. Let me show you that section. Stroke. This piece is called End of Water. Our perishing is inevitable. Yet in my words, dancers die, but their death is never final. I have learned that the journey towards hope and social justice is not dependent on bits of good news that the media delivers to us. Rather, it is sustained through the continued commitment towards ideas, principles, and practices that will make possibility emerge from darkness and from our labor, shared labor, emotional, physical, mental, metaphoric, and imaginative labor. Indeed, my dancers come back to life again and again because they must dance the stories of women who, however marginalized, have committed to hope and whose desire for transformation refuses to be suppressed. Dancers come back and dance again and again because they must share the labor of embodying a world that has to be imagined anew every time. To imagine and to embody is to know. And to witness is to participate in a vision and to know again. I believe that audiences come to believe in the images we dance because dancers fill it with the fullness of their presence. And this is why dancing creates a commons. It inaugurates a commons where audiences and performers together can find a shared space to map new worlds and think about the possibility of mapping and potentially realizing a more just context. Presence. Dance is like social justice because dancers must show up again and again in new spaces before new audiences with renewed commitment towards an energetic connection, performing their very best, and building, asking questions about change. Now change, the kind of change we're looking for, is not going to be powered by big businesses, by money, or by systems that are already in place. Rather, they will be driven by the labor, the desire, and the energy of many communities. And this is where dance provides a fantastic model, particularly in terms of how we labor and how we build community. So the labor of dancing is non-productive, right? It produces no one material thing that you and I, dancers and audience, can take away at the end of the performance. No, rather the labor of dancing demands that we show up every day to train, to rehearse, to perform, to aspire towards an image of perfection that we've only imagined, and that will dissolve the moment we accomplish it on stage, reminding us of our tremendous energetic potential and generating what I call anj, heat or desire. That which is heated moves, it rises. The energy we generate by dancing on stage moves towards audiences, pulling them into our universe, sounding what I call da, a call to action, a call to come and join us with your presence and your attention. Then the work of mapping might begin. Of course, the mapping I'm talking about is difficult work. We all can come together as a community, but we don't come from the same place. We come from different motivations, experiences, and histories. And I'm reminded of the phrase Angela Davis had said when talking about the Occupy movement. She talked about the complex unity of the 99% and the important need for dialogue as we come together. Standing together in difference requires negotiation and work. Dancing together while different, sharing space, sweat, not running into each other and affirming each other, requires tremendous mental and physical agility, readiness, listening, and knowledge of each other. And here dancing is again like social justice. We come together as our allies to organize against issues that are huge and demand that many of us participate. But building alliances, building ensembles, building community requires that we learn how to move together, how to listen to each other. In Ananya Dance Theatre, where our motto is people-powered dances of transformation, we celebrate the difference in togetherness potential of dancing. We invite in bodies that look very different from each other. And in this company, a company of women of color, we are different in race, in sexuality, in class, nationality, and body type. We often dance unison choreography, but we don't look the same because our bodies are very different. Committing to precision and togetherness is not sameness. So, we're going to dance for you one last time. And I wonder, what would happen, friends, if all of us could dance together at the same time? What potential worlds could we map? What energy could we unleash? I invite you now, as we dance for you again one last time, to match our energy and presence with yours, even if it is only in spirit.